Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh and good day. So, inshallah, today we from the Thinkers Group would like to present our group work with the title Developing Students' Character Towards Youth Leadership. Before we start our presentation, let me introduce my group members. Okay, first of all is Aida Abdul Razak from School of Law. Me, myself, Farahia Fazil from School of Government. Hanis Wahid from School of Law. And Nur Suzilah Suhaimi from School of Government. So, before we start our presentation today, let me share with you the content of this presentation first. This presentation will begin with an introduction, and then it will be continue with a developing theory, literature review, methodology, analysis and findings, implication for practice, and we will close this presentation by doing some conclusion. So, Prof, are you ready to explore this topic with the Thinkers Group? Let's begin. Listening to student voices is the second task of SGHE5063 supporting holistic student development that needs to be performed in groups. So this assignment aims to achieve the second course learning outcome that has been set at the beginning of the semester, which is to determine learners' needs and preference and the nature of support that further their learning and development in a given course system. So, to meet the needs of this task, a focus group discussion, FGD, has been conducted in our fieldwork based on a mutually agreed study title, Developing Students' Character Towards Youth Leadership. Therefore, 50 students from 4 different courses have been selected as our FGD in this study. Meanwhile, the selection of study title was based on one of the graduate employability goals, which is to facilitate students to develop a strong character with leadership skills that will help them build a successful future. So, why we need to listen to our student voice? We strongly believe that by listening to our student voice, it will enable students to take on an active role in their own education, where they can work directly with us as educators to develop better learning experience. Besides that, this initiative, encouraging and listening to student voice, is also expected to be the first step in creating a positive classroom culture and make learners feel that they are in a safe environment where they are willing and able to express concerns, ask questions, and ask for help. So now I will pass the session to Aida Abdul Razak. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day. I'm Aida. I will be explaining about how we develop an informal theory in respect to our research topic. So we have divided into 3 sections, which is the current beliefs about student development issues, the growth and development of the student group, and the university environment. First of all, we believe that whatever issues that the students have in the university will have a negative impact on the student's life. So this is for students who do not have self-confidence, who do not want to participate in classroom activities. So it will result in the students not developing good leadership skills. As we all know, each student adapts differently from one another. Some students can transition in the university quite well, while other students have problems in the transitioning period. So for this, students have to search for their identities and need to solve conflicts within themselves. We believe that students will illustrate a remarkable understanding of effective leadership when it is integrated in their learning process. The next section is about the growth and development of the student group. For this, our participants or respondents in the focus group comprises of 7 students from the School of Law and 8 students from the School of Government. So it was an interesting finding to know that most of the SOL students are involved in sports activities, while most of the SOG students are involved in clubs and society. It was interesting because we as a team thought it was the other way around, where we thought that SOL students would be much more involved in clubs and society, while SOG would be much more involved in sports. But we were wrong. But however, these activities have molded the students' characters to be more confident and proactive. So, but it can be seen that during the first year, they responded that they do not join activities unless it was compulsory for them to join. However, during year 2 till the final year, they are willing to join activities that is an interest to them. So we can see there were improvement in their leadership skills. Another contributing factor is the university environment, where we believe that peer interaction and classroom environment is very important. So for peer interaction, students usually will go to the peers if they have problems or they need ideas to how to solve problems. So it is very important for them to have that support group. While for classroom environment, students responded saying that they would participate in class if they think that the course or the class is very interesting, it has active learning, and they like the lecture, then it would be something that they would be happy to participate and share their ideas during class. Next, we will go on to the literature review. For this, we have focused on, we have put in a little bit of the introduction about student development theories, about leadership theories, and peri-intellectual and ethical development theory. So student development theories is very important for us as an educator or instructor, because we need to know, we need to understand our students' character, because we are the ones that are going to facilitate our students to be more proactive, to be able to achieve the goals in life. So for student development theories, there are 4 broad categories, which involve psychosocial theories, cognitive structural theories, person-environment interactive theories, and humanistic existential theories. So in the quest to build students' characters toward youth leadership, we believe that Perry's theory of intellectual and ethical development and the leadership theories will occur simultaneously, meaning that it will go hand in hand. So for the leadership theories, leadership can be defined as an effective communicator, and emotionally intelligent and able to work across culture. So right now, employees are looking for fresh graduates who have leadership skills, because right now, employees have to be independent in their careers, in their work. So one of the first theories of leadership was the great man theory, where it was contended that leaders were born and not made. Okay, this theory arose in 1869, and all of these theories of leadership is adult theories of leadership. Okay, it does not comprises of for youth leadership. So, but however, Comivas and Dugan has categorized leadership theories into traditional and contemporary, where traditional theories arise by the power and influence of a person or other over a group of persons. So meaning one person, they have control over a group of persons, while contemporary theories is more to a collaborative approach to leadership, where meaning there will be collaboration between a few people. However, it is to be noted that adult-based leadership theories are not suitable to be implemented for youth leadership because youth leadership needs a grounded conceptual framework. Next, I will hand over to my colleague Susie to continue with the Paris theory. Thank you.
Alright, okay, so these are the theory, Perry theories. Okay, actually this theory is the model outline the intellectual and ethical development of college student, which is the model highlight that the learner or the student are not only gain the knowledge at the university, but they also can develop their character or their thinking abilities. Parry theory represents a continuum of development divided into 9 position sequence, but from the 9 position has divided into 4 categories. First is about the dualism, which is the student tend to learn simple truth. For example, they just ask to teach them what is the right one, yes or no. Then second stage is a multiple cities. Students hold multiple perspectives to given a topic, and those who hold different beliefs are no longer seen as being a simple wrong. And the third stage, relativism. Students who relativism will recognize that knowledge is contextual and relative. And the final stage is about the commitment in relativism. The students have made an active affirmation of themselves and their responsibilities. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I will present about the methodology for our studies. So this study adopt the deductive approach because our study underpinned to the Perry theory. So means that we have established theory to represent our study. So for the research choice, we apply the mixed method where the quantitative and qualitative are applied to these studies. Specifically, we apply the abandoned design where 2 data sets are used separately. For first research questions, to what extent are undergraduate students involved with their communities, which these questions we asked them through the survey. While for the second research question, to what extent the undergraduate student character form future leader. So for this research question, we managed to conduct a focus group discussion, and for the survey we applied the descriptive analysis, while for the focus group discussion we use a content analysis. After that we interpret all data to come up with the result. Okay, for the sampling frame and design, for this study we apply the purposive sampling, where 16 respondents selected. Unfortunately, last minute, 2 of them cannot join or participate in our focus group discussion. So respondent from semester 3, 5 and 7, which is all of them from the School of Government and School of Law. They have 4 classes here: Criminal Procedure 1, a Law of Thought 1, and Land Administration Developments, and Urbanization and Industrialization. So for the time horizons, okay, this our Gantt chart. We start our work since week 3 with the identify the research problem, which is we focus to the leadership topic. Then after that we come up with the literature review, and data collection only started in week 5, then followed by data coding, data analysis, discussion, and videos presentation. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Hanis and I will be presenting on the analysis, finding and part of the implication for practice. As have been mentioned by my group members, our group conducted a focus group discussion and a survey with 15 students. First one, analysis. For the focus group discussion, we've developed the question according to the stages in the Paris theory. First, dualism. Second, multiplicity. Third, relativism. And lastly, commitment in relativism. For dualism, we prepared and we asked 5 questions, such as, do you agree with everything that your lecturer tells you? And majority of students said that it depends on the situation. Sometimes they agree and sometimes they disagree. Majority disagree with the statement that lecturers know all the answer and they have disagreed with their lecturers. When that happens, they would either go to meet them personally, or if they are still not satisfied with the answer, they would ask other lecturers or just search the answer from the internet. For multiplicity, we asked 3 questions, such as, do you think that there is an exact answer to your question, or there are multiple answers to your question? And majority of students, they believe that there are multiple answers to a question. Majority of them do not rely on their own opinion, but they consider others' opinion, including the opinion of their lecturers and friends. For relativism, we also asked 3 questions, such as, do you actively participate in class and give your ideas during discussion? And majority of students said that they do actively participate in class. And we also asked whether they would go against the decision made by the university if the decision does not suit their needs, and majority said yes. They would defend themselves if they are not at fault. Lastly, commitment in relativism. 3 questions were asked. 1 question is about their ideal learning experience. And most of the students describe that their ideal learning experience must be involving interactive classes. We also asked whether they prefer multiple choice questions or open-ended questions. And surprisingly, majority said MCQ. They also said that they are willing to reconsider their views if it is different from the opinion of others. Okay, for survey, we asked 9 questions on leadership. We want to look at whether the students possess leadership quality and whether they see themselves as a leader. Do they think that it is important for them to be a leader, and what are the types of program that will help them in becoming a leader? Okay. Next part is finding. For focus group discussion, we found that different students have different ways of answering questions. Some answered in English, some answered in Bahasa Malaysia. And students from 5th and 7th semesters are more outspoken and give longer answer compared to students who are in their 3rd and 4th semesters. Second, we found out that majority of students are in Paris 2nd stage, multiplicity. The reason is because majority of them believe that there are multiple ideas or answers to everything. They acknowledge the fact that there are right ideas and wrong ideas. Okay. In addition, they also understand the fact that a person's opinion is valid as others' opinion. And some of them are also in Paris 4th stage, commitment in relativism, especially students who are in their 5th and 7th semester. They are open to accept different opinion and giving different answers rather than a fixed answer. Okay. And then majority of them are not in the Paris 1st stage dualism. The reason is because majority of them believe that the lecturer doesn't know all the answer to every question. In conclusion, we can say that majority of the students that we interview are in the Paris 2nd stage, especially students who are in their 3rd and 4th semester, and the remaining are in Paris 4th stage, especially students who are in their final year. For survey, majority of the students see themselves as a leader, and they believe that it is important for them to be a leader. Most of them think that workshop on leadership and team building activities might be the type of program that will assist them to become a leader. Okay, that's about analysis and finding. Now, implication for practice. The university has the responsibility to support student holistic development. One of the ways is by the designing program that can develop students' leadership and interpersonal skills. In order to do that, Paris theory can be used as a guideline. Okay, and my group member, Dr. Farahia, will proceed with the discussion on implication for practice, and she will discuss and give examples of activities that can be conducted by the universities. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hanis. Now I will continue with the implication for practice by looking at how to develop activities that can help students build their leadership skills. Okay, one of the activities is via blended experience with a mix of classroom learning activities such as group project for a class, an internship, leading a project or student organization, or volunteering in the community. These types of activities can guide students to be competent by enhancing their skills and knowledge. Next, the second point is service learning. Involvement in service learning can initiate the students toward progressing through Paris theory. Service learning leads to the opportunities for improving students' interpersonal skills. Reflection about their experience in conducting service learning will assist the students to channel their inner voice and move toward the phase of commitment in relativism. By applying Paris theory, students begin to learn more about themselves. It creates meaningful, impactful, relevant experience that are engaging and help students internalize their leadership development lesson. The third point is industrial attachment or internship program. So other than service learning, industrial attachment or internship program for students can help them to acquire beneficial experience, knowledge, and interpersonal such as communication and other work-based skills. And the last point for the implication for practice point is active learning. Active learning should provide the opportunities to students to showcase their leadership by allowing them to work within a team-based environment such as group discussion and debates. I think that's all about the implication for practice. Now I would like to continue with the conclusion. So we have come at the end of this presentation. In conclusion, students learn character development through example and education. We as educators are responsible in shaping our students with strong character that will help them build a successful future. Therefore, in preparing our lesson plan, educators should be creative in creating a positive classroom culture by implementing activities that give a platform for students to express their talents, empowering their soft skills, encouraging them to come up with ideas, and celebrate difference of opinions, and the last but not least, trying to be a good listener. So that's all from us. Thank you.